All right, guys. So, welcome to Monday, the third, I believe. Whatever the frick it is. It's mostly cloudy, but sun pokes in and out here and there. The neighbor did attempt to mow his lawn Sunday, same day as I mowed mine. Everybody was out mowing on Sunday because they were talking a big frickin' massive storm. It looked like it was going to be all hell breaking loose, but then as the storm got closer on radar, they pushed it back. They kept pushing it back every hour, even though it was getting closer. And the storm was getting weak. And then after it passed over us, it did rain a little bit, just like a nice light 2-minute shower, probably, and then it quit. Showers are fine. I don't mind them. I don't like soakers. But, yeah. So, and then that was pretty much it. A little bit of thunder, a little bit of lightning, nothing horrible. So, not as bad as they were thinking. So that's why everybody was out trying to get done. Because I don't know how the neighbor gets anything done when he only makes like 2 rounds and then he freaking quits for an hour. I usually go until I'm fucking done. I did everything. I did my yard. I did some roadside ditches. I did a little bit of the dike that I normally mow. The junk pile, and then my little camping spot, So I did all that in one go. Even though down there in the bush I had skipped a week, that stuff was already like 1.5 feet tall. It was ridiculous how quick that stuff grew, even though I skipped a week. But it always grows quick down there because when it's cool and it's always got tons of moisture. So I feel like if you cut that stuff in July for hay, you could probably cut it in June for hay. If I didn't mow it, it probably would be tall enough you could cut it for hay. You probably could get 3 cuttings off that little bit. Wouldn't add up to much because obviously it's not a very big piece, but I think, it'd add up. So, but anyways, I'm going to make this video just because I want to show you how ridiculous this is. Okay. First of all, we'll get this. This has to go outside. This is our little windsock. They don't last very long. You probably get about 4 months out of them, and then I don't think they're made for outdoors. That's the problem, but we use them anyway. That has to get hung up outside. That's just our windsock, so we know which way the winds are blowing. But got to get a real windsock, or get an actual thing that tells you what direction the winds are going in. My uncle has one, but they're expensive. That's probably what I'll upgrade to next. So, but anyways, I just want to show you here how many books I have. Okay, how many books I have just dedicated to the 1586. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to see all of this. That's all my books. Now, I know that doesn't look, like a hell of a lot, but let's be clear here now. This is the operator's book. You got to include that. That's your operator's book. Not that, those tractors aren't that hard. They're not that hard to drive. I was driving these things when I was 7 years old, so they're very easy to drive. This is the new book that we picked up, obviously. Okay. I know some of you guys, like Roosty6, you guys says that you've had good luck with these books, and yeah, this book does have more in it, but it also doesn't have some stuff too, so it's kind of like a give and take kind of thing, whatever. I like the feel of it. It feels like a good solid book, it feels good. So, and then put that over here. This is my parts book for the 1586, and this is just dedicated to the 1586. This is not for anything else. Now, this is the parts book. And in this book, they do give you part numbers. They even give you a breakdown on stuff. even like the 3-point hitch and yada yada yada. Like, so when it comes time, now I know that maybe I'm confusing some people. Some people, maybe some of you guys are thinking that the 3-point is what's leaking, because I probably don't make it very clear. No, it's not the 3-point that's leaking. The 3-point actually needs to be taken off to get to it. I know I made a video showing it, but I'm just clarifying that the 3-point needs to come off in order for me to work on that spot. I'm probably not going to find it now, but in here they give you a breakdown, of whatever you're trying to deal with. They give you a breakdown, and then they give you part numbers, which is why I like this book so much too. They even give you weight brackets and suitcase weights. So if I wanted to get, I don't know if it's, I think you have to figure out, because not all the 1586s, I believe, carried this same suitcase weight bracket. I think depending on the year, they're a little bit different. But usually they have a thing here that you can figure it out for what year your tractor. So like mine's a 78. Okay, well then you would want a bracket that was meant for a 78 plus the weights. That's another thing I wanted to add to the 1586 was a front suitcase weight bracket and get some front weights. Even though I don't really need them, but I like the look of it. So, and then you can also get wheel weights. So I have all that. So Allstate Ag, that's where I get my parts, my used parts for my tractor. I can get through them. So I have part numbers, so I can actually call and say, I need this. Here's the part number. Go find me one. Find me a set or whatever, right? So, but in here, it's the same thing with the 3-point hitch. Okay, and there is some wiring diagrams in here and stuff for like the alternator, yada yada yada, hydraulic pump, front wheel drive if you got the 4-wheel drive option, throttle and how to adjust it, and TA, how to adjust that, your PTO, but this is for the 1000. The only thing is that you got to remember is that the 1586s never came with a 540 1000 PTO. They were just strictly a 1000 PTO, but people have adapted the other ones to that. So if you wanted to have the 540,000 split design, to cover that, you'd have to get a book for like a 1486 or under, just so you'd have that, but I don't have that. Well, I do have the 540,000 split, but I don't have a book for that, so, but it's probably not that hard anyway. You pretty much remove it the same way as you would anything else. It even has the part number for the tilt steering kit, which I was on the hunt for one for the 15. But they didn't do it. They didn't send it to me because there was one part that was bad on it, and they didn't think that part was reusable. So they asked me if I wanted to maybe wait it out so they could find me a replacement part. And I said, sure. And they were going to keep it in the corner of their office until they found that part. Well, I never called them back, and that was like 2-3 years ago, so I never did call them back. And they never called me back. But I think once the 15.6 is all caught up with other repairs and stuff, I might start splurging a little bit more and whatever else. Now, this is the brand of this book. I think that's Gen Sales or something like that, whatever. I'm not sure how good these books are, but these were my first set of books I ever bought for the tractor. I figured, well, it's better than nothing, right? Now, the last book that I have is actually a Blue Ribbon. This is my Blue Ribbon book. This is the service book for 300 and 400 series diesel engines and fuel system with the American Bosch fuel pump. So it covers your D312, D and DT 360. Same thing for the 414, 436, 466, and up. I forget what the 15 has. I can't remember if it was the 466 or the 436. I don't remember what engine, but it's the higher end, bigger engines. But this is a blue ribbon book. This is what the young guy has. This is the only blue ribbon that I have. Look how thick that blue ribbon book is compared to all my other books. Okay, that's a thick ass book. I don't know how good that shows up. I'll put it up here. Maybe it'll show up a little better. Okay, this is supposed to be 500 pages. 500 pages, right? This is the new book that we bought. Okay, we picked up not too long ago. This only has 170 pages, I think. It says 126, but I don't think that's right. Oh, maybe it's only 120. Yeah, it's only 100. It's only got 126 pages, which still has way more stuff in it anyway. That doesn't cover my other books. So now see how thick that book is. Okay, compared to the blue ribbon, right? Here's the Gen Sale or whatever the frick you call these books. These are supposed to be, I don't know how many pages. Doesn't really say. Their numbering system's kind of whacked up. I can't make sense of it. But it's probably about, 300 plus pages there, right? That's for the parts book. Okay. So it's a decently thick book. And it obviously, you can tell that the pages are turning yellow. Obviously, because this book gets used the most. And then the little operator's book, which is a much thinner book, obviously, because it's just an operator's book. It's not to tell you how to, fix anything. It just shows you how to. I think there is a couple things in here that it talks about, but it's very minor stuff. It's more or less just how to operate it. So that's what 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm possibly thinking about getting a fifth. That's right. I'm going to order another book again. Now, I don't know if this book's going to cover everything, but I have really no choice but to spend more money again to get another book. Because I don't know what more I can really do. I'm sure the cat's not going to come in here. But I don't remember where I got these books from. I don't remember. So don't ask because I don't remember. Obviously, this book come from eBay, but they do have a website. You can get them there too. So, but it feels like a good quality book, and it does talk about some other things that obviously my other books don't talk about. So it's not really a waste of money, but it kind of is because it doesn't really cover everything. And then you have the blue ribbon. This is what the young guy has. I don't know if he's got this on his engine or not, but I know on the tractor he said that he did for, I suppose, like the cab and the chassis and whatever. This is the one I have for the engine. So I could literally go through this book, which I haven't really done because I don't really plan on fixing my engine too much, but if it talks about the injectors, I don't know. It probably does, but I know this book, the IT book, it did talk about the injectors. So it did talk a little bit about the diesel engine, but this covers every little detail of it. So this is a blue ribbon. This is like 500 plus pages. So the next book I'm going to get is a blue ribbon, but it's going to be a chassis book. Now it probably will end up being pretty much the same. I don't know. It'll probably be a mix between this book and this book. So, but they're going to be more or less a shop book, but it's going to be from Blue Ribbon. It's going to be a Blue Ribbon brand book because I feel like maybe those really are better books. Now, unfortunately, that book's going to cost me $55 when all said and done. I could get it for $50, but I'm paying probably be a little bit less than $50, but I'm paying an extra, I think it was like $6 or $7 for a little bit quicker shipping, so I would get it like 1 or 2 days sooner. But they do offer free shipping on that Blue Ribbon book from the other company, which I don't think that's where that one come from, that Blue Ribbon book. I don't know where the hell. I might have found that on eBay. I don't know. But, get out of here, cat. So, just get out of here. So, he falls over. So, yeah. And there's about to be another one here in the next probably week or so. I think it's kind of ridiculous that we need to own these many books to just fix one bloody freaking tractor. I mean, I can understand it from a certain point, you know, like maybe it's quicker to go through a smaller book. It obviously would be a little quicker to go through a smaller book than a much bigger book, but if you know what you're looking for, then it ain't gonna be that hard to find it. So, but I don't really know what more I can do. I know the young guy said that he had a book, a Blue Ribbon book, and it's probably the same one that I'm going to order, but he says that it did not talk about that. Well, they have other books too that you can buy from them as well. I just feel like, you know, just order what you can, and then if it doesn't talk about it, well, then I guess you're fucked. Because I don't really know where else you can go to find this stuff. You know, you'd think that a shop book would discuss it way more than like an ordinary book. So you would even think that the parts book would talk about that. You know, like it's ridiculous. So there's not really much more I can do besides just order one book every month, I guess, and hope that we can, you know, eventually find a book that will work. So, but I am literally running out of room to store books. I don't know where else to. I have a big mountain pile of books that's all. It's just not for the tractor, obviously. It's other books that sells stuff for the farm and that sells parts for the hay rake, you know, so if I need new teeth or whatever, it, you know, which it does, but they sell the parts. I have tons of other books, you know, and that whole corner of the desk is literally right up to, once I add that pile back onto it, it'll be touching the bottom of the CB radio in my room. Because that whole corner of the desk is just dedicated to these kind of books. So, it's crazy. I was kind of thinking maybe getting a cabinet doohickey. And maybe putting it downstairs. The problem being is that there's a lot of moisture downstairs. So, these books would probably start taking on the moisture before you can even save them. So, I would either have to try to find some kind of a cabinet that was, I guess, like moisture resistant or whatever, or that didn't let moisture in. Or, I don't know. I would put them here in the shop, you know, but again, it gets kind of humid in here, and that can turn to moisture, and then those books will just, you know, drink it up. So I have no good place to put these damn books besides on my computer desk. And that's all getting taken up too. So I'm running out of freaking room. And then I'm going to add one more book on top of that now. So I ordered that other Blue Ribbon book. So, because I just don't know what to do anymore. You know, it's just kind of getting to be a ridiculous, you know, thing. And they even sell, that company that I'm looking at, they sell this exact same Blue Ribbon book for the engine. So I obviously don't need to order that because I already have one, but I should just not need these many books just to repair a simple job. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. I'm absolutely mind blown that I have to have like 10 books to fix one problem, to work on one tractor. Now, I do plan on ordering other books in the future for the little farm all, because I'm going to need them as well. And I think there's somebody online that, well, I think that same company that I plan on buying that book from, I think they sell them for the A's as well. But I want to get every stinking book I can for the 15. I'm going to get every stinking book I can get for the A. And then it'll be up to my uncle if he wants every stinking book for the 400, because he doesn't even have a book for the 400. And then you can get every stinking book for the loader, which I think there's only one, but who knows, there's probably like 10 more. For the loader that's on the 400 right now. And then at some point, I'm going to order every stinking frickin' book that I can find for the grain truck, for the old International L130. I don't even have one book on that. I don't even have the operator's book. So, but that truck's, I haven't even started that truck yet this year. I don't know when I'll get around to it. I'll probably end up starting it, letting it run for an hour, and then that'll probably be the end of it. Because that truck needs a lot of work, and I have too many other projects on the go. So I was going to order more books than that, but I got to keep some money stashed away in case we do finally get the 15 tore down, so then we can replace those O-rings. So if we can get that, if he'll show up at some point, that's the thing. But that's another whole different story there. But if I can't get any help through him, let's just say as an example, then I have no choice, because I don't really know where to turn besides to books. And that requires literally buying every book that you can find. So this cat totally, you can't even see him. He spotted a bee. So can't even see him in that blob of white. But he's there. So, but yeah. Oh yeah, there's that stinking bee. They're gonna start in again, I bet. Making a frickin' nest in here. So, I don't know. And then I was kind of hoping that I could work on Big Red a little bit this year. I wanted to save up money to maybe at least get the hydraulic press here, because that's going to be a pretty expensive unit, all by itself. But because we need to get this thing going too. We need to at least get the ball joints changed out and work on maybe the exhaust or whatever, so we can get closer to actually being able to drive this freaking machine. So, but right now, I don't know. So, it's just going to be freaking whatever at this point. And, what more do you do? I don't know if you can go online anywhere and find stuff. You probably can, but then you gotta sit there and you're freaking glued to your computer for 7 hours trying to figure shit out. My eyes will bleed after an hour of staring at it for nonstop. So, at least you can kind of just glance through a book real quick and then be done with it. But I don't know what more I can do at this point. I'm kind of just waiting around for the young guy to point me in the right direction. So, but I'm still going to probably end up ordering the other book anyway, because again, I don't know what that book covers, because it's 500 plus pages, and it might even just cover these 3 books right here. It might just have everything, and I don't even need these 3 books anymore, but I'm still going to hang on to them. But it's just, To me personally, I feel like the blue ribbons might be the way to go because they are thicker books and there's probably way more information in them. I don't know why you couldn't find them. You know, like IT. I don't know why IT couldn't sell books like that. You know, I don't think they do. So I don't know. I know if it was AJ. It must have been AJ or something. I don't remember now. He's saying to keep an eye out for the original International Harvester books. Sometimes you can get a really smoking hot deal on them. I believe that the place that I'm going to buy the blue ribbon books from, they sell them books. And they sell like a big, like, I don't know, sometimes you can get a kit where it's got like 3 books in it. And what that covers, I don't know, obviously, but because I've never studied them. But you can get a big ass freaking binder full of them, and there you go. And to me, they look like they're the originals, but I don't know. I don't know what an original book looks like. So, I mean, I guess you could just Google it, and maybe Googling would tell you, but at the end of the day, I don't really know. I don't know what the original International Harvester books ever look like. So, but I just figured that freaking bee's gonna piss me off. Get out of my shop. God. They're gonna try to figure out where they can build a damn nest now. Unless they got one in here already, but I doubt it. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't see nothing. So, yeah, I don't know. Just gonna have to just take it one day at a time. How the hell did that ever? You know what? I never noticed this before. How the hell did I never notice this? But there's leaves. There's leaves stuck to the ceiling. I don't know. Could those have been up there the whole time? Maybe I just never noticed until now. Maybe when they were actually building the building, this beam was actually on the bottom, and it got all the leaves and stuff stuck to it. You can see all the grass and shit stuck to it too. I bet that was probably the beam that was on the very bottom of the pile. I'm surprised those leaves even stayed up there that long. Holy shit, they've been there for years then. Huh. Well, that's interesting as fuck, isn't it? Whatever. So, I don't know. You guys tell me. But I think that's really the only thing I can do at this point is order another stinking book. Right, Kitty? What are you thinking? Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, he's orange. Kind of orangish. I can't balance the freaking lighting worth a shit. So, but I don't know. I think that's pretty much all I can do. Pretty much is just order another book. That's really all I can do. It's probably end up being the same one that the young guy already has. I'd never personally seen his, so I don't know. But yeah, these books pretty much do have their own part number. Or item number. Like, obviously this book is IH 202. Well, this book kind of does. I guess it would be kind of right down in here, this very last row. GSS-1427-1, revision 9. You can obviously still order that book on wherever, I guess, you plan on ordering your books from, but that's kind of like their number. Because I looked it up on their website where I was going to get the other blue ribbon from, and they had that exact same number. So I'm thinking that's probably their item number. Just like this book is IH 202, right? And there's a 203 and whatever. And I believe their part number, or this item book, is IH-P-1586. So I don't know. And then this one is IH-O 786-1586. So I'm guessing those are their like item numbers for the books. So if you know what book you want to get, well then there's your numbers. So, but like I said, what the young guys is, I don't know. But I think either way, I'm just gonna order it because I'd rather have my own books than having to go to him every time. So the only problem with these books is that they're expensive. I'm actually going to be paying more now for a Blue Ribbon book than I did for the IT book. I'm not saying that the IT books are horrible. It's just that once again it doesn't cover everything that I need. And you think that this book would have the parts book. It don't. That's the one thing. It talks only about the 3-point hitch and how to take it off and what parts are in it, to have it hooked to your tractor. Okay, well, it shows the pins. All right, well, I can get a newer set of pins from a junkyard, and instead of having to get actual brand new ones. Because imagine brand new ones are probably like at least $50 a pin, so I could probably get used ones out of a junk tractor. As long as they don't chip them like I did to mine, you'd be alright. So, but at the end of the day, what are you going to do, right? That's just how it's going to play out, I guess. So, we'll just order another set of books, or another book, and there you go. That'll be my 5th book. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 books on just one tractor, and there's probably about to be a 5th one, which I don't know, it might cover the same things as probably them two, at least 2 of those books combined, but I don't know that. I don't know what these books have because they don't show pictures of them, and obviously if they did, well then nobody's going to buy the book because they can just look at the pictures. And they would rather have you spend the damn money on actually receiving the book. Even if they had the pictures, I think I would still rather have an actual hard copy in my hands. Because it's always going to be quicker to grab a book, take it to your tractor, and then look at it that way, than to bring your phone or your computer to you, It's always going to be more convenient to just have one of those stupid things floating around. So, but I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. So, I don't know. Fortunately, it's going to be kind of just whatever at this point. So, yeah, we'll just order another book and then call it a day done. That's all I can really do. If it doesn't talk about it, it doesn't talk about it. I'll just have to buy another book then the following month and just keep going, I guess, until I run out of books to buy. So, but yeah, I just don't understand why those pins are such a bastard to get out. I did try heating them myself, but obviously my torch is it's never going to get tight. It's never going to get them hot enough. So, unfortunately, I have to have an actual torch. And I don't have one. The young guy's got one, so. But fortunately, he's busy trying to get, his crops in, and he's also trying to move cattle too. So who knows exactly when he'll ever have time to mess with my tractor, if ever. It'll probably be something I end up freaking doing myself. Well, this is why it's going to take me so long to do repairs, because I can only buy so many parts. Because, parts are expensive, or the tools that you need. Tools are super expensive. So, it's going to take time. like I said, like I want to do, I want to get the shop pressed here, so I can, you know, push out Big Red's old bushings or ball joints. And well, that's probably a $300 plus unit right there. Put it all together, find a place for it here in the shop, and then don't know what the ball joints are going to cost, but I imagine they're $5-10 a piece. So, you know, by then it's already wintertime again, and then I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to end up stockpiling a bunch of parts. So, but, I don't know, at this point, it kind of just is what it is. So, all we can do is just take it one day at a time, and hopefully we get somewhere eventually. So, but I guess, guys, I'm going to take off. Just want to give you guys that little bit of an update, and that's how many freaking books I own so far. There's about to be a 5th one probably coming, so yeah, I just want to show that, because I think it's ridiculous that I should need all these books to fix one tractor. I could understand if, you know, like you had multiple different types of tractors, then you'd have this many books, you know. So like John Deere, Case IH, International Harvester, John Deere, like I could, you know what I mean? Like that would have been understandable then. But if you own just one bloody tractor and you have to have that many books to fix it, there's something wrong there. So, but what do you do? So, but I guess, guys, I'm going to take off. So I guess have a good day and stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Take her easy.